Hello and welcome everybody. It's the global S&OP community again, our weekly show, and we're very excited today. First of all, tell us where are you tuning in from, and Ahmed, how are you doing?
Great to see you, Hamamsi, and great to see our audience today. Maybe because today it's the first time that I get out from my home, so the
Yes.
setting totally changed. But I'm so keen today that we have a special guest and special topic today to be spoken. Just to re-stress again on our mission of our global S&OP community, that we are building a community that including supply chain, marketing, sales, trade marketing, finance, where everyone's voice could be heard and listened. Just this is what we need, and this is our mission today.
Yes, and it's as we always say, it's knowledge that you won't find in books. It's all about experience, all about sharing experience. Like our guest last time, Hassan Gemei,
Awesome.
the sales
Our
guru. Thank you so
guru,
much, Hassan, for coming in. So let's start talking about today guest because I'm very excited. I can say today guest, of course, is one of my early mentors and very dear friend of mine. Of course, he introduced me to the concept of S&OP, the concept of demand planning. He's of course from our land of the pharaohs, from Upper Egypt. He's not only a great boss and an idol for me, but he's like a big brother, a great friend. So Khaled, also, if you want to say a few words, I know we worked together, and he was our boss for some time together. So I'll give you the mic to say some words about our guest today.
Khaled, as you spoke, Hamamsi, Khaled is one of the best managers and the great managers that we worked with. I tried to just search about a word in English, but I couldn't translate it. But it's gadana. I really,
Yes.
if you can translate, I couldn't find a real word that express it. But I feel that Khaled was one of the people that you can find him always in your back, covering your back. So really, you can find people like that. Beside his amazing knowledge and his giving attitude and his mindset, how he collaborate all the functions, all people around him to the right way. So I'm so keen today.
It's of course transformational, emphatic leadership. A lot of things, as you said, always at your back. You'll never go for firing anybody. He's always at your back. He is always, even if he wants to shift someone from one department to another, but never fire anybody. Always at your back, like say, working with integrity, trying to transfer the knowledge. So without further ado, of course, because we can talk hours without introducing Khaled in. So let's introduce our amazing guest, of course, supply chain director, of course, for years, has experience in business development in different industries. So Mr. Khaled Madany, how are you doing?
Fine. How are you? I can say my boys. My stars, actually.
Great to see you, Khaled.
It's amazing to be with you here today, and thank you for the invitation, for your kind invitation. I hope that we can summarize in this nice 1 hour most of the stories we went through and the experience we get through the last maybe 28 years.
Yes. Yes, Khaled.
Thank you. I think Muhammad Fawzi is
I'm sorry for the connection.
Yes, Muhammad Fawzi is saying real man, gada. Yes, this is what we're talking about.
Thank you so much, Muhammad.
Thank you. Thank you, Fawzi. Thanks so much.
Hassan Gemei is sending his regards also to Khaled.
Well, yes.
Great seeing you.
Gemei, I enjoyed seeing you actually in the last session. I was trying even to force myself to interfere because I feel that I just like was in the meeting room in the sales and operation of month August 2016. I think,
yes, exactly. I think something like that.
Yes.
So, Khaled, if you don't mind, if you can share a little bit about yourself and your amazing experience to our audience today, please.
Actually, I will try to summarize and not saying too much, but supply chain came to my life to get me out of the work and to go for enjoyable life and for fun. I didn't feel that I'm working unless in few last maybe 2 years or 3 years. It's coming to be a little bit different when I came back to Egypt, but it was great as well. But changing culture, But this is life. You change and you go for always a new challenge. My life is challenges actually, and I cannot live without the challenges. This is the summarize of the story. I worked like for 5 or 6 companies now, three multinationals and two regional companies, and one local actually now, which is I'm joining now. I'm food technology engineer. I have two masters, one in the food technology and the other one is in the supply chain management from the Arab Academy for sure. It was the only one when I started actually, and it was very early time. And I have the Apex certification as well for CSCP, CPIM, and all of this. I have like 5, 6 courses as well for the sales and operation. Actually, I think you joined me the first one. We all know this, and I take it like 4 times again because of the knowledge is always moving and upgrading and changing and all of these things. I worked in food manufacturing a long time. I worked it was FMCG actually in the first, and then I worked as well for the construction chemicals. That was a real start for some of the logistics knowledge very early in one of the great multinational companies in Egypt. And I worked as well for other manufacturing, like the company we joined together without mentioning the names, for canning and all of these things. And then actually I jumped to the restaurants business for the mega brands. I cannot ignore saying the names because it's an elegant one. It's KFC, Pizza Hut, Krispy Kreme, this group, which is Americana group. I worked for it in the FMCG and as well in the restaurant side. And now I'm working in the casual dining, which is a big challenge in supply chain. It's very difficult, nice one. And so life goes. Learning is the main. Challenging should be your slogan. You need to challenge yourself. You need to challenge the pace. You need to challenge the environment, work. You need to challenge the old culture and the new culture and all of these things. Learning is the issue, and experience. Don't mess with two things. This is what I learned in my life. Don't mess with knowledge. You need to learn till the last minute in your life, and as well getting the experience, because there is no separation between experience and the knowledge. Both of them is the two wings for flying actually far. This is it. I have 3 daughters. One of them is graduated, and the second one is going to graduate next year, and the third one still have time. So this is my nearly personal life and my business life. It was like 30 years. I enjoy it every time. And for me, I get one concept at the end, that supply chain, sales and operation is like, for me, a fine art. I like to play this function. It's not only a work for me. Okay, I think this is more than enough. Yani. Let's not waste the time in my personal.
It's a great introduction, Khaled, and of course, I learned from you a lot, like you said, about this how to motivate people, how to get the best out of people, and I can tell you that you got the best out of me. Yes, I know for some times I was annoying or trying to run from doing some work, but really I learned a lot from you, and the great thing. Your management style is that we're always having fun. We're always working together as one team, meeting together and joining together everything. I didn't learn about demand planning only, about all aspects of supply chain.
Thank you so much, Ahmed Hamamsi. all of you. I will not mention only you. I will
Yes.
mention the whole team in the company that we joined together. It was the greatest team I have ever have. And I told you when we were there, I don't think that I will meet another team with the same capabilities, with the same ethics, with the same till the end of the road. Actually, it was the greatest team. You and Ahmed Khaled and
Thank you.
yes, and Mayada and Mu'min, Bas. Yani it was a great team
Yes.
actually. And
Thank you.
in this occasion, actually, we need to thank my mentor. My mentor was Mr. Ahmed Bayoumi. And I
Yeah.
think without Ahmed Bayoumi, no one of us would be talking now in these sessions or in a great platform like LinkedIn, talking about sales and operation. He is the one who teaches us how to upgrade our knowledge. And I need to talk about him 30 minutes only. This guy, I came from Egypt. He chose me. I went
Yeah.
for Jabal Ali in Dubai for our company. And then I thought at that time I have 2 masters and like 30 courses, okay?
Yeah.
But I didn't hear about epics, score, all of these things. And then I sat with him and he started creating a brainstorming and asked me like 2-3 questions. I feel that I didn't learn anything. I need
Yeah.
to restudy again. Okay. And then I remember he passed me boxes, and this is very famous. Anyone knows Ahmed Bayoumi, he knows that he is passing gifts is only boxes, and give me this box about supply chain management, modern supply chain management, and ethics, and sales and operation. And here I started actually to modernize my knowledge, which is, and again, you need to learn always and every day. Don't think that you reach anything
Yes.
with any certificates you got, with any masters, with any MBAs. Because this guy, I met him when I have a full bag of certificates and boxes. I write some boxes as well. So I feel that nothing. I know nothing in front of this guy. And he was background is marketing, business development, and all of these things. And I found that he's teaching me supply chain deeply, and just nothing. So I started to learn, and he spent the hell of money on us. You know this.
Yeah. Yes.
Really near to $1,000,000 dirham or something to make us learn the professional way through consulting, through courses, through certification. And I need to thank him 1,000 times again, actually. This guy
Great.
make a
Great.
big change in my life and all of our lives in our organization.
I think
He's a
yes,
big
it's a great
teacher and mentor.
shout out. Yes, of course. From
Yes,
from starting Apex, also I took my CPIM,
yes,
and we started working, having a vision of the company. I remember we
yeah.
started focusing. We
He's
started
the master
focusing
of the
on the
vision
vision.
and mission. You know
Yeah, we
that.
started focusing on the vision and aligning the vision with the sales and operation planning and all that. So, great shout out, of course, to Mr. Ahmed
Sure,
Bayoumi.
sure,
Thanks
sure,
for
sure. She is
doing
one
that.
of the people that I learned a lot from them. Thanks for him, actually.
Khaled, to go to our great topics of discussion, let's talk about sales and operation planning as we open
Wow,
that, and tell us
yes.
how to start it from scratch and how to take it in any environment that even have resistance to change or something like that. Tell us about, like, briefly,
Okay.
what do you think, because you handle this in a lot of industries.
A lot of industries and different countries because it makes a
Yes,
difference for sure.
regional, yes.
Right. I will try to be to summarize because this needs like 5 days. So I learned that for supply chain even and sales and operation, there is 4 elements always, and maybe for other functions as well to make it work. I will jump for sure out of the boxes, out of the regular knowledge, and we will say the stories behind how we can make it work, what you need to care about, what is the obstacles you will face, something like this. But the knowledge is in thousands of boxes already available in the market and everywhere and in the internet. I found that 4 elements is creating whatever you need and make it alive in any organization. If it's a small organization or big organization, if it's multinational or local or regional, you need to have 4 elements to make supply chain and sales and operation work. Firstly, the owners or the top management willing and support willing and support. Because with this, you guarantee that the environment of the business can change, because supply chain and sales operation is a change management, change culture. So if you need to make this work, you will not make it alone. As a very strong arm in the supply chain with big knowledge and convincing and all of these things. The key word is the owners or top management, if it's a multinational, willing to make it work. And need it. They need it. They understand it. They know it. So they need to get this benefit. They need to get this change in the business environment. Okay. So, and by this, they can support your decisions. I don't need to go further. Yani, I think most of the people are well knowledge about this. So I will just mention the bullets. So owners or management, top management, the CEO, CEE, all of this nice guys, CFO, this team, if they believe in it, they will make it work by supporting you. Then it comes you, your knowledge, your ethics, the way you are pass it to the people, the way you are simplifying the big knowledge to the people, the way you can cooperate with the people, the way you can attract the people, and all of these things. So it's you with the knowledge, with everything. Okay. The third point is the resources. You cannot work without resources. You cannot reach any results without resources. What is the mean of resources here? It's investment, because sometimes you'll need money. Okay. I will not give more description, so we cannot eat the time in one subject. Secondly, the resources, we mentioned money, which is treasury or whatever. You should have software, ERP system, or other tools, and it's not a big must, but it's very important, because maturity is levels, and this is the top of the maturity, that you have software that's serving your planning, serving your forecasting, serving your manufacturing order process, the ordering process in general, the customer, the CRM, the SRM, all of these things. Okay. And then for sure as well, the resources is like the tools, all tools you need, maybe computers, maybe meetings room, everything. Okay. This is aside. The fourth one and the last one is the business environment. Because mostly when you come with a new sales operation or supply chain at the start, you always need business environment change, because the people in a lot of countries doesn't understand totally what is the rule of supply chain and what is the benefits and the need for the sales and operation. So, and always there is 2 fields, as you know, a green field, which is a company green, new, you put the policies, you put the procedure, you put the design, so it goes more smoother. Okay. Smoother, and at the same time, it's like any multinational in any age, it's a green field. Okay. Because they have the policies, they have their own systems coming ready with the boxes and all of these things. When we all of us worked for this, and we saw it. I saw it in Unilever, I saw it in Passive, in McCormick, and so on, which is the company's multinational I work for. And there is a brown field. Brown field is more sensitive and more difficult, because there is a legacy team. There is an old culture. There is X way.
Old gods.
Yes, I am Midu company, as example. It's not a name, huh? I'm just giving an example, because maybe it's a coincidence. Let me meet Midu company or something. I have company called Midu. Midu, we always have Midu way, Midu style, Midu culture. So you need to be sure that this business, you can shift it and lift it and change it, okay, and transform it without harming the business, because the business is running. These people is investing. They have a revenue. They have a profits and all of this, and they need to have the new technology. Okay, so to have this shift, it's called, this is a brown field, companies working. It's different. So this environment of the business, you need carefully to measure it, to assess it, and see how can you do it. What is the suitable way? There will be politics. There will be maybe missing in some normal needs. So you need to create this with them. I don't need to dive more because this is a very wide thing. But again, it's 4 elements. It's the owner willing. It's you and your knowledge and your talent and your leadership. It's the resources, which is very important, and as well the business environment that you need to interfere in and change it and shift it and lift it up. This
Great.
is firstly.
I love what you said. It's very touching point, and especially in that environment that we're living in. I'm just curious to understand how, based on your priorities or these main 4 elements, based on that, how you can convince a resistance from a resisting owner or a resisting, I would say, CEO or MD, that he is very short-sighted based on the mission that he has. Maybe he is very compelled by a short-term sighted business-oriented targets, but he doesn't care about the long-term. So because you know that we have uncertainty everywhere, but how you can convince these people in that environment? And especially because not many people, they understand what is the aim from S&OP, and they see that it's just only a process, just moving the wheel. So based on your experience, how we can deal in these tough situations?
Actually, I just need to mention a few points about the first question. For sure, there is a steps to build it up, and this you will find it in the books. You don't need to hear it, but this is steps you need to care to play it very carefully for not missing any of the building blocks to reach a workable sales and operation. And then there is this 5 steps, you know it very well, Hamamsi. the supply chain meetings, which is data gathering, and then the demand planning and material and requirement plan, and so on. These 5 steps as well, you find it in 100 boxes. And then you need to know as well what is the hard benefits and soft benefits, which is one related to the money and productivity and blah, 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 and the other one which is related to communication and language, business language, and all of these things. As well, don't forget to make the KPIs of the supply chain, sales and operation in general, and beacon always to start it early to get the benefits. And as well, if you need to upgrade more, as we learned from Ahmed Bayumi, you need to immediately to make it working with the balance scorecards. So it can match with the company strategy and company general KPIs and benefits and all of these things. And you need to watch carefully the outputs of the sales and operation function. In addition of this as well, you need to have a very tight, strong agenda, where you need to know what is the fixed activities you need to do every time, and what is the jump on or jump in or parachuting or unplanned or whatever subject or emergencies that you need to include it in the daily, in the monthly activities in the 5 steps as we mentioned. You need to be careful about all of this. And the issue as well is that don't own it with yourself only. You know, like now I'm taking the microphone and hold it like, oh, it's my microphone, I will talk. No, you need to be resisting yourself, as I'm trying to be always, but not too much succeed in this, is to pass the microphone to other people, is to listen to the people, and so on. And here, this is shifting us to the second question, which is how can you create it with the resistance, which is always you find in the start in any organization.
Yes. Yeah.
I will start from where I ended to. So, ended from, sorry. That resistance will be killed by the ownership of the whole people involved. And we know that the whole people involved should be involved is that marketing, trade marketing, sales team, finance people as well, operation team, everybody as we experience it together. So you need to make everyone own it just like you. You know, when our company was in investigation, like not investigation, evaluation, and they came my turn came in the questionnaire with the consultant, and he told me, forget sales and operation. I told him, why? I need to talk a lot about sales and operation. He told me, it's successful without sitting with you. So I astonished, what is this? He told me, you know why? I will tell you the secret. Everybody I sit with him feel that he is the owner. You succeed.
Yeah.
I don't need to ask you about it.
Okay.
You are the supply chain director. You are created.
Yes.
You run it and all of these things. But when I sit with the sales, they told me, we are the owner. We are making the forecast. We are driving the company. When he sat with the marketeers, they told them, we created the whole issue with our ideas, with our events, with so the sales and operation is our yard. So when he came to me, he told me, I don't need to talk with you in this. Let's talk about the stock management and planning and all of these things, but we'll not talk about sales and operation. It's successful as when I felt that everybody's on it. So I heard the most astonished sentence in my life, and it came to be like my slogan after that. I hear this from one of the salespeople, and he teaches me this without knowing that it's coming to be my slogan. This guy was in the cake factory. You remember, Saudi. When I sat with him to convince him, and I'm talking about benefits, then he came back like this and told me, what's in it for me? What's in it for me?
For you.
You need every day to ask yourself about this. The same thing. You need to say, it's I thought that it's let's say this is selfish, but it was not selfish. It's direct to the point. You need to take the people and study them very well, and every function and every department, and see what is in it for him. And you need, as a supply chain, whomever, or demand planning, or sales and operation manager, you need to give him this. You need to convince him that he will give up, he will have what he aimed. He will get his benefit. He will get his fruitful results if he joins. And this is very complicated a little bit. Yani, I could talk about it in a simple way, but very simply, why I'm coming to you, I should have a benefit. Okay? I should have something. If you can know what he needs as a marketeer, as a sales, as a finance, as a production, it's easy to attract him and drag him. Sorry for the sales and marketing people, to the point that he come happy and joining and sharing, active sharing, and be a partner and owner beside you. Then you win. Totally you win. I guarantee for you, you will win. But in some environments, some people cannot understand this. Some people cannot accept this because sometimes they have an agenda. And as well, how we can support the people. I will give a simple example. A very simple example. When we went for the sales in our company, and the sales in the next company, and the next, and the next, because I do it a lot. So, and the sales people, you cannot bring them to tell them, give me a forecast, and they didn't make a forecast ever in their life. So what I convinced them is that I will do the dirty work first. I will do the hectic work first. You know this, Hamamsi. Let's bring the history of the company. Let's do the trend analysis to them, and then we sit with them, and I made the first forecast by myself with the salespeople, by my hand. He should do it. I can throw it to him and tell him, do it. I need it tomorrow. This is not right. You will not own these people, and you will not bring these people to the table. So this is your numbers. I made a trend analysis 5 years back. This is your growth rate. This is your decline. This product disappeared. This product is growing like a hell. Take care. This is dangerous. This is good. let's sit together. What is your opinion? This group, do you think it's 5 or 10 or 15% or -5? And then you start to do this. We done it once. Okay. I hope that nobody raised any legal case against me for what I will say now. When I was in KFC, actually, and I was planning this for the 12 countries, and I passed them this. They came very late, actually. Pizza Hut and all of these people done it fastly, and then KFC actually came very strongly, but late, because they need convincing, because they were facing some issues, as example, in the events, in the LTOs and MBDs and all of these things. So what I have done is that getting near to them, and I pass it to them, the trend, and I sit with them and I told them, you'll have this 1, 2, 3, 4 benefit. This is your target. Yes, I need less complicated process. I need a smoother operation. I need, when I need to sell, I need the product ready. I need. So we studied all of this, and then we moved together. I tell you something, these people were amazing, and they reached above 90% accuracy forecast.
Great.
Map ya Hamamsi. Map.
Yeah.
MABE. You know how this is difficult.
Yes.
90. I never saw it before.
Yeah.
So they came to be the greatest forecast accuracy I have ever seen, as example. And as example, another example for the operation, as a production people or whatever, you need to study their environment of production, their bottlenecks, their capacities, their, and come from this. And you always need to feel, to make these people feeling that you are supporting them. You are here to support. You are here to serve. Actually, you are serving, supporting the service mostly. This is our main target. So if you've done this, these people will come. And at the end, you need to reach the consensus for one plan, one goal, one execution way, and so on. This is the main target, to make the balance between sales, between supply and demand, as usual, which is the main focus of the supply chain and as well sales and operations. So you need to reach the consensus on this plan every period. Okay.
Yes.
You need to tell them and show them the dream and the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
But in their interest, not in your interest.
Yes.
Okay. And then you could you bring all of these people, okay, to own it with you, and then you will all drive it. Once it's easy to have this consensus every month, thank you, it's there.
Great.
I think I don't need to go more, but I think this is
it's amazing. Of course,
we have too many questions.
I have too many questions and a lot of people. Let's take some comments from people. We have people from Tanzania joining us. We have a question here. I think we touched base on it, on synchronizing between the 4 elements that you talked about. I think we touched based on.
I know. I buy the hell by the for myself. I bring the help. But this is actually, I will not say it a theory, but I reached this recently after 28 years. I saw different style of companies, different style of owners, different style of multinationals even. And I found this is the main 4 points that every time makes me fly or makes me facing some complications actually in implementing the supply chain in general or sales and operation.
Hassan Gimea, our friend, is asking about the most important KPIs that we mentioned. Like give him 2 or 3, 4 of the S&OP.
Are you ready, Hassan? I think I will tell you something you know very well, because we were playing this together.
Yes.
The main important thing that driving everything, I respect totally the forecast and the sales and marketing people. And here, I always saying that they are the drivers of the whole business for sure. I don't need to say this. Everybody knows this. This is even more older than me, the theory. So the forecast accuracy is the most important one. This is a KPI, a very important KPI. And it's very important to make it tougher every time. Higher, tough. Yani you can start with map and then mappy, and then you know this. So because the forecast accuracy and deviation there is 100 way to measure it. Start with the live one, bring the people, and don't be annoying them from the first time. This is again how you make it work, and just give it to them like an advice till we reach the point. Then it's a must, and then take care, it's a KPI, and so on. So you need to be gradually raising the bar, for sure, but you need to take it smooth. And I remember the team. You remember why you are dealing with the people of sales and marketing that soft in the start. I told them, wait.
Yes.
We reached at the end that we are not fighting. Even we are raising and escalating up the subject to the GM and the executive meeting, and then they have hard time there. It's okay, but I'm still a friend. So you need to raise the bar every time when the people reaching. This is good. Because when we reach 70, we need to have the 85, and when we have the 85, we need to reach the 92 and 95. So this is a must. So KPIs is because this is driving everything. This is driving the production. This is the forecast. You give me a forecast, assurance, whatever percent, then I buy my material. So working capital is affected. I make my manufacturing plan. My manufacturing is affected and capacity utilization. Then I take it for the warehouse capacity, logistic capacity. All of this is built on what? The real input and the real motor starting all of this engine is a sales forecast. So you need to measure the sales forecast. As well, you need to watch your one of the KPIs, working capital, or DIOs. These inventory on hands. This is because this is reflecting to everything. If we succeeded, we'll keep it healthy. If you didn't succeed, it's a disaster.
Yes.
And some companies with a short shelf life, they have obsolete stock and expired stock and all of these things. It's a crisis. So this is another one. As well, the capacity utilization of the KPI and how you can increase it to the optimal capacity that you can reach with the factory. You remember, we have examples for sure. You remember how 650,000? You remember the 1 million?
Yes, and reaching 1 million. Yes.
So you need to monitor this, the waste, because waste is cutting from the bottom line. If you have higher waste in some areas, this means that this is eating from your net profit. So this is 4. You need more?
That's great. Great, Khaled.
Actually, as well, very important, the stock turnover, which is the ROI of your investment in the stock.
Turnover,
this is very important. And I saw companies doing this 5 times a year. 5 times turning the money a year. And I worked for a companies turning the money 11 times a year.
Yes.
This means like 40 days or less. They sell like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yes.
And again at the same money, which is creating profit from the same bulk, the same wallet. I have like, let's say $1 million, and I make 10% profit as example, just for example. If I run it twice per year, this means that I'm making from this 1 million to 100,000. But if I run it 10 times, this means that I'm making another million. So I double my working capital, my legacy, my money, my work, my treasury, whatever. Okay, the fixed investment I have, whatever, to double. This is a big difference. This is a big issue as well in the sales and operation. You can monitor, and all of this is in the sales and operation, because you know that the financial rule is a huge one. Rule in this, because they need to evaluate last month's performance, this month's activities as well, financially only, and as well the forecast if it deliver the targets or there is a deviation, so they need to play in the product mix. And I don't need to dive in this, but you know, and you all lived in this before with me.
Yes. Amazing, Khaled. Of course, great points and covered almost everything. We have another question, of course, from our friend Hassan again. He's saying,
there is anybody out of Hassan today?
Training from supply chain team on forecast. Yes, Hassan is our with us today, of course, a great friend.
Not forecasting.
Yeah.
We are the numbers and analytical guys. We are analytical guys. And from analysis, we can learn directions and trends and behavior and performance, just in this case. But nobody can put the sales forecast better than the salespeople.
Yes.
Even if they are always right or wrong, or the accuracy is playing, but he knows the building blocks to make the money. He know from where he can bring the money for the company and for us, everyone of us. And this is one of my famous quotes, that you bring the money for us. We are taking our salaries, our bonuses, all of these things from supporting you to bring this money by your activity, by from where you can sell and how you can sell and for how much you can sell. So for sure, supply chain and sales operation will not teach the sales or marketing this, but we can calculate and support them by the trend analysis if it's not existing. And after a period, they learn it and they do it by themselves, because we have done this once already in the start, and then they take it and done it by themselves, and we just receiver for the numbers and just analyzing this and building the plans. Type. If there is any rule for the supply chain in the forecast out of the trend and then monitoring the results and give analysis for this, yes, the sales and operation people in the demand planning should do this, and as well the financial people, because sometimes the results coming was not a happy financial statement. Yes, I sold 1 million piece, but you sell it from the wrong product mix and
yes,
didn't bring us the profits. You bring the revenue, but you didn't give us the profit.
Yes.
And you create a lot of hassle in the stock availability and stock levels because of you sold something out of what you promised or something like this. So it's not teaching at all, but it's a collaboration and integration between all departments, finance, sales and marketing as a one guy or one body, and then supply chain.
Yes. I love what you said, Khaled, because I believe if you want to start like a collaboration between supply chain and sales, it's all about listening. So you can stay on the same table. And this is what the fundamental that we have. You can agree firstly on your baseline, by which format, by family, whatever channel you speak with the sales. This is the basics that you will start with, so that you cannot touch anything. This is the beginning when you stay in with the sales manager or the sales head or the channel manager. Then after that, you can build up the total sales according to the activities that you agreed on. Let's say I have activity of promotions 10%, 20%, 30%, and you have all the history for these activities. So there is no vague discussion. You cannot speak about, because generally, if you go, that everyone is they put the number based on their experience. Guys will put this lump sum. This is what we have. But this kind of discussion should be inside the sales and operation planning, whatever meetings between supply chain and sales. And this, the good thing about that, when it comes to the cash up, you will understand where you are investing your money, in which activities. So based on that, if I have a bad mix in my SQs, I can regenerate. I can take this trade investment, I put it somewhere else that will not dilute my margin. This kind of discussion, this is the aim for the S&OP.
Actually, it's 2 points I need to highlight at the end of this. Sorry, Hamams. Firstly,
No
you
problem.
need to build the trust.
Yes.
Trust. I need to trust you, and you need to trust me. If you are marketing and I'm sales, if you are marketing and I'm supply chain, whatever. Just to cut it short, building trust will not come easy. Building trust will start with knowledge, with honesty in the discussion, with less agendas behind, So we come instantly and talk. And this is why when I told you need to work first hard as a supply chain and give him some numbers, some data, trend, whatever. Firstly, if he's found it reasonable and logic, he will listen to you always. And he will always like to come to you. You remember when we were sitting and the sales people were coming to us, not we are going to them.
Yes,
Why
that's true.
is this? They're coming. I have activity and I need to discuss it with you first before I take the decision in the numbers and distribution and all of these things.
Yes,
Because you
yes.
are honest with him, you
Mm.
give him always a clear, clean
Picture.
advice,
Yes.
Yes.
okay, instant one, for his God's sake, and for the
Mm.
company God's sake, and for our salaries God's sake, everything
Yes.
sake. So they were coming to us, and that was
Mm.
amazing. I was very happy when I see one of them coming to my office. I have something I need to discuss it with you first before we go for extra blah 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 blah. Okay,
Yes.
so this is very important. And the second important thing that what you mentioned, and as I mentioned in the start as well, you
Mm.
need to listen to them.
Yeah.
We are talking too much, you know, all of us, especially our nation, yeah. But in the business, you need to find the time, you find capacity to listen
Listen.
and
Yes.
understand. And this is very dangerous because of we mentioned that we go through different industries, we go through different countries, which is every
Mm.
country have its own business environment, regulations, laws, process, velocity. Even Dubai is different than Egypt and Saudi. So if you listen and
Mm.
ask smart questions, you will
Yes.
learn. And when you
Yeah.
learn, you
Yes.
can serve.
Mm.
You can
Yes.
serve. You can create solutions. But if you
Yes.
have the solution and you are not listening, so what's it?
Yes.
Okay, what's about
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Okay,
So this is the kind of rigid minds, because I see it's not all about the process, it's not all about the tools, it's not
no,
about technology,
please,
it's all about people. This is the game.
Yes.
That's why
people.
you have
Yes,
to work on this. S&OP, it's the essence of people. It's not
some
technology, because
companies
most people
I
think about
created, some companies I created the system, but I cannot go further because of this is a business environment, the people, huh?
Mm.
Yes.
Yes.
So because it's not yet ready
Yes.
to adapt and to absorb the what you need to take them for.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Right.
sometimes you need to take a rest and then, okay, this is it. Just try to play
Mm.
it smartly. Take your time
Mm.
and take it one by one, easy, easy. Okay, just like the baby.
Yes.
You take him
Yes.
firstly in the few small steps first, and then he run and you have the stick, you know, in the older age. But everything is should be gradually. If you didn't
Yes.
see that this gradually is not working, you need to take step back and say, take your
Just
time
like, yes.
and so on.
Yes.
Because this is again resources, investment in people.
Definitely.
See, everything we
Yes.
say, I can link it with the one of the
Four steps.
four pillars. Yeah.
Elements.
Yes.
Yes.
Look,
Great.
Khaled,
Great,
Khaled,
Khaled.
I have, always curious question in my mind, because I know that you are guru in that point, which is
Thanks.
product development. When you
Yes. The
start
idea to
about,
market.
yes,
Yes.
yes, I know it's not easy one, and I read many articles about that, how much uh, the innovations, especially in consumer goods and commodities, are got failure because the lack of insights, lack of pricing, like many things. Uh, I want you to just let us understand. I know that you build many successful innovations and product launches and product development from scratch. What are the criteria that you're using when you do something from scratch? That there is not a product, you are creating product without anything, you don't know anything about. So what are the criteria that you're using? What are the system thinking that you use?
This is my greatest enjoyable
Yes.
part of the business. And
Yes.
you live with this with me. I think we will give some
Yes.
examples. So anyway,
Yes.
for the time, actually, now I will just try to go through it very fast. Firstly, there is no 100% successful NPD, new product development,
Mm.
without involve. This is by the books, yani, even and by experience, we live this. We
Yes.
experience this as well. There is no successful 100% product development unless the supply chain is starting from scratch with the idea. We are not
Yeah.
creating it, but sometimes we create. Huh?
Mm.
I will remind you with this. But in general, you need to be involved from the start, as the
Mm.
books say and the experience said, because of
Mm.
it's a dream. And the supply chain,
Mm.
sales and operation, all of this activities related to supply chain is to make the dream come true. Yani, you give me a paper or you give me a story. This paper have some requirements, dream about product, and my rule is to give you product. You can touch,
Yes.
you can smell, you can eat, you can sell. So
Mhm.
this is the rule of the supply chain.
Mhm.
So if I'm involved early, I can drive the supply and some issues related to the material, manufacturing, technology of whatever, distribution. I can guide it early to the dreamer, which is the marketeers. Okay, and I can tell them to care about this. This is available. This is not available, and so on. And even you can do it cheaper. You can do it in a better cost if you go
Yes.
this. But if you have a ready-made thing, and then just go and do it.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
why they didn't ask me? I would tell them that this
Mhm.
template, as example, I can bring something more suitable for the product as a food
Mhm.
technology.
Mhm.
It's more cheaper, it's more durable, it's more suit, and so on. He is concerned with the consumer needs, the sales and
Mhm.
marketing, and mainly
Mhm.
marketing. Yes, okay, but I'm concerned with how it will
Mhm.
be visible, it will be alive, it will be
Mhm.
real.
Mhm.
Manufacturing, recipes, material supply, distribution, handling.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, sometimes printing and design.
Mhm.
Sometimes printing and design. If you go for a marketeer, you'll find that he make like 17 color per label, which is not visible.
Yeah.
The best machine is doing 12. So
Mhm.
how can I bring this? Something like this.
Mhm.
So it's coming from this way. Secondly, sometimes, yes, sometimes supply chain can create or find a solution. I will not say create, find a
Mhm.
solution for a product facing a problem. Just like
Mhm.
I will mention one thing, tender quality. You remember the tender quality?
Yes, yes, I
Okay.
remember this.
The
Yes.
story for the audience is that we have a product, and this product is very high cost, very elegant, and so on. And we are selling it for the cheap market and high market and all of these things, and losing profit to find a place in the market for this product.
Mhm. Mhm.
Then we came as a supply chain. I'll not say me, it was a teamwork. We
Mm,
told them we can create a product that cheaper, fit to the
Mhm.
purpose,
mm,
will bring qualities, grades little bit less, because this is a very low end market. You don't need to
yeah.
sell a premium quality product. And
Yes.
we designed the product, we produced the product, and we supplied the material, and we have done everything. And when they tasted, it was amazing, and it started by like 10% sales. And
Mhm.
I hear that after we left, it's like 40% of the sales of the company.
Wow.
Wow.
And
Wow.
we
Amazing.
won a lot of tenders to this. Tender quality is different than the premium quality. So we
Yes.
played in this. We bring
Mhm.
different materials suitable for the tender, which is give us a competitivity, cost and price. And I remember that the profit was like 27% plus the
Mm,
old one, something like this. So this is an example. So to create new product, and you need to understand very well
Mhm.
the needs of the market, for sure, from the marketing team, which is
Mhm.
designing everything. And we are follower in this part, but
yes.
we are the people who can create a good solution in the
Yes.
back of the
Yes.
house. Okay,
Yes.
Mhm.
so again, it's like, again, cooperation and integration between all departments. The
Mhm.
people
Yes.
of the marketing and sales, they need to dream, and our work is to find the best way, the optimal way to make this
Mhm.
dream a reality. So
Yeah.
creating new products is a joy, and it's including a lot of steps, as you know,
Mhm.
to reach the real happiness of product launch.
Yes.
Great,
Right.
great, Khaled. Thank you so much for this. Yes, I remember, and I remember that we used to treat it as a project, and of course, the deadlines were very important in that, and it was,
You
of
remember the
course, a
tuna
great
salad,
journey.
as
Yes,
well?
a lot of categories. I was really
We
honored
created together. Yeah.
to work with you, and it was
Thank you so much.
great. We have Salama joining us, our friend also will give us a lot of IT solutions when we were working together. Thank you, Have. Thank you
Sure,
so
and I
much
need
for
to mention here there is no modern supply chain, and there is no modern sales and operation without information and data. And here, your first partner is the IT. And when we put our hands together, we're reaching a real, we put our hands really in the operation and in the information. And without information, there is no supply chain. Without visibility, there is no supply chain. And when I say without, this is always IT and MIS and BIS. So they are very important partner, especially in the start. But again, for the creating from scratch, it's not a must that you have ERB. If you have Excel sheets, you have Excel format. And I remember totally how we started the production planning. You remember, Ahmed, huh?
Yes.
This is the day when I know that you are a genius, actually, in production planning through Excel sheets and all of these things. So that was amazing. He have the most, he have the best, actually, production planning formulas I have ever seen in Excel sheet. And I think I still keep this sheet till now.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm very proud that one day I worked with this. And then you come to the MRB and you come to the production planning, production schedule, master plan, and all of these things. Software is very important. IT is very important.
Yes. Thank you, Khaled.
100%, Khaled. Thank you so much. We have people coming in. Also, Khaled Noor is excited about this interesting conversation. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Khaled.
Thank you so much. Khaled, also, let's touch on something very important also, the make or buy decisions and all the hassles with it and how to choose to work with the third-party logistics and you should go for it or not. And I know we worked on this for some projects about make or buy. Tell us how do you take this decision briefly? Yes.
Right. Very briefly, I see 3 points.
Yeah.
If I can summarize this, there was always to take the decision, should be a cost benefit. Yani sometimes you just do it for the cost benefit. I cannot do it in this cost. You can do it in that cost. Like you go for someone doing it very professionally in a big scale or whatever. So his depreciation or whatever cost. Sometimes you go for old companies that have no depreciation. They are khalas, absolute khalas. They are free. So like 15-20% cost is fly. So, or you have a better material than what cost and quality. I will give examples here as well. And then there is a competency missing in your yard, and you need to have this product. Like you don't have the technology, you don't have the industry base of this. Just like the tuna, nobody in the whole world can produce the tuna. It's only just 2-3 countries. Like Thailand is producing 60% of the tuna across the world. But why? Because they have the technology, they have the industry, they have the fish. And amazing that they have 60% as well from their product is imported from their neighbors. So they put their hand in the sea and in their neighbors, but they have the industry, they have the technology, they have the handwork, because it's including like a hell of handwork. And I saw this with my hand, with my eyes, sorry. And then as well, the availability advantage. Sometimes it's not only the cost, it's the availability, like the model of McDonald's, as example. If you study their model, they are always localized, the industry. They don't import too much like the other brands. They go, and here come the supplier development. They go, they build something with sharing with someone, and they teach him very well. They put the rules. They teach him safety, hygiene, environment, manufacturing, technology, blah, 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 blah. And then when he is standing on his foot strongly, they quit and let him supply him. And they always adjust the recipes based on the local material. Unless there is a crisis, they cannot find one ingredient. They import it, but they are localizing the business more than 70 to 80%.
Yes.
If you go for the others, I will not say whom. No, it's 70% imported. So sometimes the local availability and your knowledge and technology is one of the secrets to go to take the decision. If you have one of these 3 benefits, you need to go for buy. If it's not, you need to do it internally. especially if you have a manufacturing secret, recipe secret, or whatever. You cannot go out, even if it's expensive. There is some for sure complication to go out, but this is the main issues. Sometimes it's the service. A lot of people now going for the 3PL as example, and I have done this in Saudi, I've done it in Kuwait, I've done it in Emirates, aggressively actually. Because of to build a DC as example in Saudi, you need 50 million real. If you have 3 regions, as you know, Khaled, you need, which is Saudi's 3 regions, you need 150 million with software, with tracks and everything. So why the company spend 150 million? They go, how much I spend? I spend 25 million annually. I go and I get better service from one more professional than me in distribution and DC business. And I get it in 22 and I save 3 million. I have done this. It's the same in Emirates. We went, I don't need to say names because sensitivity, but we have done the same and we saved 3 million dirhams. Kuwait, it's the same. So sometimes you go, I wouldn't go there for money, by the way. I wouldn't imagine and dream that I will save money because I will get better service. You're driving, let's say, small Seat, and then you find that you get the Mercedes and you save money. Oh, this is crazy. Yes, because some companies have a very old fashion, an old process, and old locations, and old DCs that cannot even take an ISO certificate. And then you find someone have 22,000, 9,001, 18,000. He got an HACCP and everything. And you have bigger size, and you have more advanced, and you have SAP.
Yes, with you, Khaled, I think we lost him a little bit.
I'm here.
Khaled. Yes.
This is it.
Great, Khaled. Of course, as we said, the conversation can take us for hours and hours with really great values, of course, as usual with you.
Subject.
But yes, of course, before we go, we need, of course, the most important thing and the great leadership of Khaled Madany and how you bring people together and how it was fun working with you and how did you strike the balance between fun and between like respecting you and doing a lot for you actually. Maybe yes, some for the company, but it's really because of you, because what you're giving people, because how you are backing up people and how you are backing up all your teams. So tell us, how did you strike this balance, and did you were you always like this, or how did it come this kind of leadership that you're leading, and which is different because I worked with a lot of different leaders. Honestly, I'm not saying this because I'm with you, but I'm always saying this. It's something different, and I did not meet a lot in my life.
Actually, thank you, Hamamsi, for this compliment. Yes, we have done a great business family relation together. And dots for the time. Don't mix between the working targets, especially, and goals, and the personal relation. Because once you get near, like a family, when we were a family, when we have this Thursday breakfast together, you remember some Lebanese and Egyptian food, the heavy one. But if it goes behind the 20 minutes, I'm standing. Thank you, guys. Let's go. Ahmed, where is the report? Khaled, you know,
king of follow-up.
With a smile, you shifted from eating together to working together. Don't miss the target. Don't miss the target. Don't miss the target. And don't mix between the personal relation and the business needs. If you've done this and you know how to separate between them, خلاص, it's going if you know how to separate. Because of you need to go, especially when you are working out of your country, you need to go very familiar with the people and extreme sometimes.
Yes.
Because you are missing the people, your people. So even with other nations, we've done this with the Indians, people, our colleagues, and with the Filipinos, everybody, British people. So you need to do this. And don't miss the target, time, numbers, everything. when it comes at the time of the work or the time of the target or the time of executing something, you need to forget everything and
Yes.
try not to smile. Try not to smile. But you push, you do it. The people, when they saw you in the two moods, I think they will accept it, and then you own
Yes.
them. You own their hearts. And when you
Yes.
talk with them, if it's a personal or in a business, you need to know from where you are talking. It's not this, it's
Yeah.
this or that.
Yes.
So if
Khaled,
it's
let me.
personal, it's this, pure
Yes.
Mhm.
this. Ahmad, when
Yes.
he was leaving and he coming very shy, I will leave because I attacked him from Unilever, and then he went back again for Unilever.
Yes.
I told him, did you think that this is better for you?
Mhm.
If you tell me yes, I will not
Mm.
catch you and let you fly. But if you are hesitating, I will not let you go. He told me, I feel that this is the next step and all of these things. I told him, I'm supporting you
Yes. Yes.
100% for your
Yeah.
benefit. Because once you get to the decision between personal and business, business take his part, it's over.
Yes.
Khalas. Now the
Yes.
relation is you and me, your heart and my heart. Okay?
Yes.
And
Our,
let me
our,
tell you,
our,
Khaled.
our time life together.
Yes, let me tell you, Khaled, you have a very powerful effect. It's because some people, with my respect, they are very artificial. Even they do the same what you do, but you don't feel this kind of connection or authenticity when you speak. So you're doing it from heart. So it's all about how you show. I believe that leadership, it's how you are compromising your personal interest over anyone interest. So always being just open to understand what people in the other side, their personal interest. This is something very powerful, not just in the business part, but even in the personal side. This is very attractive. It's not easy to make something like that, because I believe people, they're very smart to understand if you're artificial or if you're natural, you're doing this from your heart, which is something very, very hard, just to let you know. So I'm really so grateful for your
Thank you, Ahmed.
contribution, and for your
Thank you so much.
leadership, and for being,
Thank
say again, Gada, which is the real man, really a
Yes.
backbone for
Yes.
everyone, really seriously, which is something
Yes.
that I believe that most corporation, they miss it right now, a real leadership.
Yes. It's
Thank
rare.
you. Thank you, Ahmed. Actually, it wouldn't happen without you and Ahmed and Basim and Mu'min, Ahmed Musa. Ahmed
Yes.
Musa, one of
Yes.
the
Our
best people
friend.
I've
Yes.
ever met.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
the whole
Great
team,
friend.
actually, and our mentor, Mr. Ahmed Bayoumi. People come first.
Yes.
Even for the
Yes.
business, people come first. If you need a successful company, you need to invest in your people, not only in the knowledge or in the salaries and all of these things, but as well in the ethics and in the relation and their integrity, their loyalty to the company and to you. I tell you something, maybe because of I love what I'm doing and I'm doing
Yes.
what I love. By coincidence, you can say it whatever, because supply chain came to my life by coincidence actually in the start. But if you do this, you'll do it from your heart using your mind.
Yes.
And I think this is my last words and advice. Do it from your heart,
Yes.
okay? Filter it and using your mind and your knowledge. If you do
Wow.
the opposite,
Right.
you would sell
Yes.
yourself, not selling the people only.
Great, Khaled.
Ah,
Thank you
great,
so much.
great
Really,
advice, Pascal. Yes.
the amount of values that you drove it today, really, it was very contagious. And
Yes.
I believe that even building the S&OP from scratch was really very valuable, especially the four elements that you gave.
Yes.
I think that we lost Khaled, right?
I think, yeah, but we lost Khaled with this great smile. I
Smile.
think he's coming. Yes,
Always positive.
that's he's always smiling. He's always giving really great vibes, and this is all about his leadership and ethics and how he does work, his
Integrity.
integrity in doing work. So to have Khaled to have Khaled today, and we'd like to thank everybody who joined us. Of course, like Abdelkarim also with us, Mohidul, Ahmad Musa. Thank you
Great.
everybody for
Great to see you.
joining
Thank you
us.
so much.
We'll just wait for Khaled. He's joining us, of course, to thank him. I think, yes, he's back. Khaled, I think we lost you for few minutes, but we really, due to
I'm
the
sorry for
network,
this.
but
It's always happening, you know.
no issues. We
No
always
problem.
face this, and it's part of LinkedIn live, and it's part of going live. This happened,
Thank you
this
so much.
technological issues. But
Yes.
really, thank you so much, Khaled, for your time today, and thanks for all our audience who joined us today. I think it was really beneficial to everybody to listen to all the values that you shared with us, Khaled, and really
Thank you so
we're
much.
so happy that to see you again, and it feels like the old days, and we hope to
Yes.
catch up really
The best
soon.
day.
Yes, best days of our lives. Thank you so much, Khaled, and thank you for
Thank
all the audience. So have a good day, and see you
Thank you,
soon, everybody,
Hamamti.
for
Thank you,
Global
Ahmed
S&OP
Khaled.
Community.
And
Thank
you,
you.
Khaled.
thank you
It's
so
a,
much,
Thank you
was
so
a
much.
everybody.
pleasure.
Thank you for the audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
Thank
invitation.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye. Thank you.